Good evening. Tonight I'm going to talk about a band that was called Konono. I'm sorry to talk about this. Basically, I'm going to clarify about the music that came from Angola. I know probably the name I'm going to mention, it's something that is known or probably people have heard before. But the name of the band is called Konono. Konono used to play a sort of music, which was a folkloric music. But the music really came from Angola. Let me clarify to you. I'll try to go back from the years of an independence, Angolan independence. Back home, we had a music called Masikini. Masikini was a music that our ancestors used to play those days at home before Angola became independent. Those days were the Portuguese colony were still in Angola. Those days were still being colonized. But when the Portuguese came, we had our own way of living. Don't forget that we were black people those days in Africa. Let me go back again. In 1482, the Portuguese came to the Kingdom of Congo. That's how they discovered the black people in central of Africa or southeast of Africa. And we had a country called, it's called now Angola. But those days, it was the Kingdom of Congo when the Portuguese discovered this place. And then as white, they came with weapons and a lot of stories. I'll talk about it, but today I'm going to speak about the music. That Kingdom of Congo had their own tradition. They had the army, they had their own civilization, they had their own music. Those music, as time went by, in 19 now, we're talking about the 19th, the Belgium also came to Africa. They followed the same, the people, which was the Portuguese, were there first, 1400. And now looking at the 1900, the Belgium, the English, Dutch and all those people wanted to rule Africa. But those days, Kingdom of Congo was a land that belonged to that kingdom and that particular race. They were all black. 1885, the Berlin Conference, where the Belgium, England, France decided to divide Africa, to divide that land where the Kingdom of Congo was. So it was divided where they wanted to rule. So they have to decide who's going to rule, who's going to take this bit, and then so they divided. The Kingdom of Congo became in three parts. There was Gabon, Angola, and Congo. So some of the people belonging to that kingdom became part of the Congo, which is a Congo Democratic Republic of Congo, and the kingdom stayed in Angola. That where the capital of the kingdom was, called Mbanza Congo. During that time, and the Portuguese stayed with Angola, Congo Brazzaville stayed with the French, and Congo Kinshasa stayed with Belgium. But what happened, because they were divided, and some of the people that came from the Kingdom of Congo, from Angola, stayed there, but they still kept the culture. Because of the culture they kept, those people kept playing the same music, the Kikongo's music, because they call Kikongo's the language. They kept playing the Kikongo music. And those in Angola decided to fight the Portuguese to ask for the independence. So between 1956, 7, 8, 9, a lot of them left, went to the Congo Kinshasa to organize themselves to be able to fight the Portuguese and proclaim the independence. But as they were crossing the border, those days the white have already done the borders, as they were crossing the border, the same people also had family in the other side. Those people were part of the Kingdom of Congo, as I said in the beginning. The bottom line is to talk about the music. I'm going to clarify about this music. The music played those days in the Congo Republic, there was a band there called Konono. I'm trying to clarify. Konono were Angolan from Angola, went as refugee to Congo. But before they went as refugee, those people used to play Masikinu. Masikinu was a music they used to play in case someone passed away, or there's a party, or there's something to do. Well, it was also spiritual. Let me put it that way. So if an older person passed away, they were doing kind of a ritual for the farewell, as those will be left behind to look after the family, as the person going to go peacefully. So the music that was played those days, they had the drums, they had the horns, could be from a buffalo or from a cow, you know, they had a kind of music. They had things they used to put around the arms, kind of making noise, kind of, I can't remember the name, but they had a kind of, all kind of instrument they used to use those days to celebrate, to dance, to do all kind of things. So the celebration were different. If it was a wedding, which would be a different celebration. If someone passed away, which would be a different celebration. If it was another person, well, they have to do the ritual for him to go in peace, and those will be left peacefully as well. So there was a kind of ritual. And the music also varies according to what's actually happening. Death, wedding, and so on. As they went to Congo, Congo was a different country. They went as refugees. What they did, they kept their tradition. But when they kept their tradition, what happened next? As time went by, they realized that they have to improve, because they cannot keep the same tradition in somebody's land. Those days, there were invention of guitars and saxophones and all kind of things. So they improved the rhythm they were playing. And they made a band called Konono. That was in the Congo Republic. But the people made the band called Konono were still Angolan. They were refugees from Angola that refuged to, went for asylum in Congo. So they brought the music called Konono. Before Konono, there were a man called Emmanuel de Oliveira. Emmanuel de Oliveira was the first person started with rumba music in Congo. Rumba music does not come from Congo, but rumba music comes from Angola. The Congolese learned rumba music from someone called Emmanuel de Oliveira. He's an Angolan. He was born around 15, something like that. And then, I'm not too sure, he went to Congo around 15, I think, if I got good memory. So through him, they learned rumba. And they improved. He made so many songs. Tike bunga mama. Sorry. His name is Emmanuel de Oliveira. He's the same person who made this song. Umbanzange moyo etare. It was always Emmanuel de Oliveira. So when the Colosoi learned from, well, he became a musician later on, but he was someone was playing, singing with his guitars on boats, traveling from Kinshasa to the north of Congo. So Grand Calais was basically the one he started as a musician. So they all learned from the Angolan called Emmanuel de Oliveira. And there was another tribe in Angola started the Konono. So Konono are not Congolese. Konono is Angolan music. And the person started Konono is called Papa Mingiedi, which is Miguel in Portuguese, which is Michael in English. Papa Mingiedi was the founder of Konono, the band called Konono, and the rhythm also called Konono music. Till Angola became independent in 1975. As time went by, the music became very popular. Even the Congolese themselves liked the music. They started copying the music, the Angolan music that was being played by Konono, by Papa Miguel, Papa Mingiedi, and start using it in their own rhythm. So it also improved the Congolese music. I'm still talking about Konono. 1975, Angola became independent. Most of Angola returned home. Some were left. They could not afford the transport to go back home. Still live there up to now. Some went back later on when they can afford it. They'll go, or they'll send the children. When the children get home, they'll send the money for the rest of the family. So it went on. And then the owner, the founder himself, decided to go home. Late 80s, he decided to take his family to go back to Angola. When he got to Angola, he made another band called Konono. So he started with Konono, now at home. And some Angolan were left in Congo. Those Angolan, because they played with Papa Miguel Mingiedi, they also learned from him. They realized that they still have some community were left there, and the community still needed the music to portray their culture, where they came from. So they decided to recreate the band, but with different people. Those who can play music, but they recreated the music that was being played by Papa Mingiedi. So they made another band called Konono Molende, Konono Sukisa, different names. So they were still Konono, playing the same music, the same songs, but they made two bands, Sukisa and Konono Molende. just to help the Angolans still living in Congo in case something happened or they want to celebrate their culture. But for some reason, those people could not keep it on. They end up giving up. Now I live in this country. I was shocked to see huge Masekele. Masekela or Masekele is the father of Masekela. Yes, huge Masekela is the father of the jazz music in South Africa. He was with Miriam Makeba. They were apartheid fighters. They fought for apartheid, and he's basically the father of jazz music in South Africa. Because of apartheid, him and Miriam Makeba, they left South Africa, exiled to America. She continued playing the music. Year 2000, the same man, Huge Masekela, went to Congo looking for Konono. Apparently, he was impressed when he heard the Konono music playing somewhere in America where he was living. He was impressed by the sound of the instrument he heard being used. They were different sounds that he never heard before. So he wanted actually to find out who played the music, who was on the band. But he didn't realize that the guy was already back to Angola. When he went to Congo, he was shown those who were left there, those who were able to rebuild the Konono, those who made the Konono Molende and Konono Sukisa. So what he did, he took them, but the band he took was no longer the real Konono. It was a mixture of Congolese, those who could play a musical instrument, and some Angolan, and took them to Europe. They made a tour. They came to England, went to America, France, Europe, all over the place. As we're talking, Papa Mingedi and the children, they are all dead. They all passed away. So Konono does not exist anymore. But the music is still there. They've got CDs and all things. They still play. The CD is still there. But Konono to us was a symbol of our culture. Konono was a kind of inspiration to us, a remembrance. Every time Konono played, our ancestors, fathers, mother, they remember where they came from. Masikini, if you see Masikini playing, you see there's no guitar. There was no Western equipment. You see, they had the drums made by ourselves. They had the horns from the buffaloes. They had the horn, the small one from a cow. They had small drum cut in the middle will bring a different sound. They had a bamboo with a fill going through. They were squeezing it. Will come a different sound. They had a different equipment. So Hag Masegele, a huge Masegele, was impressed by the sound, so he came and brought him to Europe. They were all over the place. They played the music. And nowadays, we don't have Konono anymore. The message is we have an association here in the UK called Ana Ne Congo. This association is teaching the history of Kingdom of Congo. We are explaining to the people the history, where we come from, the beginning of the Kingdom of Congo, how the European discovered the Kingdom of Congo, what happened during those days, how they brought Christianity to Kingdom of Congo, how the Bible came about, how today Christianity is ruling in the Kingdom of Congo while our king is still alive. Because one passed away, this one takes over. You know how kingdom rule. Up to now, the Pope will leave the Vatican, we still go to the Kingdom of Congo. Because we are the real descendants of Abraham, Isaac, Noah, and so on. The ancient time, when they teach Judaism, when they say Moses, when they talk about Canaan, the promised land, we are the descendants of Abraham. So we have to talk about the history of the Kingdom of Congo. So we have an association here in England, in UK, where we're trying to promote our past history. We're trying to promote the art from Kingdom of Congo. And now we're going to promote the music from the Kingdom of Congo. And our music will include Konono, the music played by Konono and Masikino. We are keeping you informed. Konono are Angolan and not Congolese. We see from the Democratic Republic of Congo, no. But Konono are Angolan. The band was made by Angolan Papa Mingedi. Rumba was brought from Angola to Congo by Papa Emmanuel de Oliveira. When things are ready, we'll promote the Angolan music, which is the traditional, the pure folkloric music from our ancestors, from the Kingdom of Congo. And the band will still be called Konono. So when you see the band out, please don't bring any confusion. I'm trying to clarify, as I've clarified to you now, Konono is an Angolan music, is an Angolan band. So if there's anyone out there making money out of this, we are just reminding you, you could be in trouble when you see this band out there. I hope I've clarified myself. I've made myself clear. You've understood what I had to say. Thank you. Peace and love. Konono soon out there. Bye.